I've loved nature. I always loved nature. And I got a degree in biology, and I worked at a state park as a naturalist. And that's what got me hooked. I never realized, my mother always said, Heather, you should be a teacher. You should get a teaching certification. I couldn't see myself in a classroom, but then I found that I could teach in the outdoors. And so that's kind of what happened. And I ended up with my master's degree in environmental education, and I came to Alabama. Actually, my parents came to Alabama without me. And I was like, bye. I was like, I didn't know Alabama was fantastic. I had no idea about the biodiversity. I had no idea that people in Alabama just don't know what's in their backyard. So when I realized that, and I came to Alabama and saw fabulous, fabulous canyons and just amazing rivers, I had to come. And so then I did.
How many books have you done now?
I have 10 published books, and I have 2 more that are going to come out next fall. So, yeah, that's exciting. I just found that I could teach through books. I also write for magazines like Science World and Highlights, and those things go across the world. So it's really cool to think about the fact that, kudzu, a 3-sentence article about kudzu, has just been read by children in China, and they're learning about what our world's like here. So,
Sweet.
Yeah.
What was best feedback from someone? I mean, I imagine it's all the time, but like there's something
Here's something that's happening tomorrow that just touched my heart. So my most recent book about wild discoveries, and it's about kind of empowering kids that they can make good discoveries too. A 7-year-old, well, he's 6 years old now. He said to his mom, "For my birthday, can I have a discover a new species birthday party?" He wanted his 7-year-old birthday party to be not about dinosaurs or about a movie theme or something like that. He wanted him and his friends to go outside and discover new species. So tomorrow we're going to do that. We're going to go outside and we're going to see what we can discover. Isn't that cool? Like, that's what he wanted.
I love that kid.
Yeah, I love him too. A teacher said after a school presentation, she said, "I came out of Heather's presentation remembering that kids need time to be curious." And I was like, wow, she realized that power, like curiosity takes time and it takes encouragement and then it just goes and learning comes naturally after we get hooked.
Yeah.
And so that really was powerful that she realized that, I think.
Sweet.
It was fun.
From my point of view, is like Alabama, we are like, this is ground zero for diversity and no one really gets that. But tell me more about the far-reaching stuff. Like, like when you have books, they go.
Yeah, they go everywhere, and it's really exciting just to hear that. I talked with children in Hong Kong the other day, so we just did a Skype visit, and they wanted to know. They wanted to know about my backyard, and I wanted to know about their backyard. It was neat because some of the species in my book, they're more likely to see than I am. There's a monkey that's just been discovered, and the way it was discovered, it's in Asia, and it was discovered because people heard it sneeze. And I'm like, what? And I was telling them this story. I said, well, you need to go out into your, forest and listen because it sneezes, and that's how you can find it. The reason it sneezes is its nose is turned upside down. So like our nose sheds water when it rains. Well, its nostrils point up. So anytime it rains, water drips into its nose and it sneezes. And that's how scientists discovered it. So you never know they don't know what's in their backyard, monkeys that sneeze. We don't know what's in our backyard.
Gotta get a sense for that.
We don't know.
We
don't know.
Okay.
See, that's the really cool thing. Every discovery that's just been made, we don't know anything. And we just don't know about them. Like, why is that nose upside down? We have no idea. There were these hot pink millipedes. Why are they hot pink? We don't know. Why, when the scientists picked up that hot pink millipede, why does it smell like almonds? We don't know.
But by golly, there is a reason.
There's got to be a reason. One scientist thinks that those millipedes that are hot pink and smell like almonds are related to a millipede that lives here in Alabama. And it also has a smell, an odor, and that odor is actually cyanide, very toxic. Does this new millipede have that? We don't know yet. So the cool thing is any one of us could make that discovery. We could go into that science. We could be that scientist. That's so powerful. I love that.
And then how is Alabama ranked in terms of biological diversity?
Oh, amazing biological diversity. I'm not a numbers person. I write books. So I don't remember numbers well, but what I do know is that when I see rankings of Alabama, I just saw a map of the United States on the internet, and it just floored me because there was a map of the diversity, And then there was a map you could swipe across and see the endangered species. You could also swipe across and see the preserved lands. And the map in biodiversity, the southeast, we were just covered up in color. We have so much amazing diversity, especially in our freshwater species. And then when you put it across and you saw how many endangered species we are, and then how few public lands we have in comparison. Oh, it just broke my heart, you know. We just don't have that protected space for our species, and that's what I'm hoping, you know, maybe people will hear the message and get hooked about these animals and think, oh, I can do something. I can make a difference. I don't need to kill those bugs that are in my backyard. They might be a new species.
Mm-hmm.
So
Love it.
Kind of why I do what I do.
How about Alabama, the weirdest species that you know of from Alabama?
Oh,
Or favorite, or just a particular, because, I mean, I know you tell stories all the
so
time.
hard. Okay, one of my favorite creatures, it's not just Alabama, it's the dragonfly. Now, everybody knows about the dragonfly, how they fly around. They're really amazing, and they have amazing flight tactics. My husband's an aerospace engineer. They actually study the dragonfly. But that's not what I love about the dragonfly. I love the kid dragonflies. They're nymphs, and they live underwater. So check this out. They have a really amazing jaw. It's like hinged under their body, and they just sit there. They look like algae, and it reaches out, and it comes out. If they were as large as we were, it would be as long as your arm, and it grabs stuff. I want one of those because my brothers used to always steal the pizza, and like, you know, I want one of those jaws where I can go snatch the pizza back, right? But that's not even the coolest thing. The coolest thing is how they breathe. Because everything that lives underwater has to have some special adaptation. This is where it gets a little gross because they breathe out of their behinds. And yeah, they're butt breathers. It's really crazy. They suck water up into a cavity. And in that cavity, there are gills. And so they, you know, get the oxygen out like you would expect. But then they have a bunch of water inside of them they've got to get rid of. So they squeeze that cavity. The water jets out the back, shoots them forward like a jet. So if you ever catch one, it's really cool because they shoot all across the water. It's kind of like if you blew up a balloon and let it go and it, you know, shoots. Yeah, I mean, that's just really cool. So, dragonfly.
I didn't know the story.
See, isn't that neat?
I totally study this stuff, too.
and there's so much there that's right there, and we just don't know about it.
Okay, one last question, and that this is a little bit self-serving, but like, tell us why places like the Little River Canyon Center are important in proximity to national parks and wildlife refuges and all that.
Because it's the way that people can connect with nature. We can have an amazing preserve, but if people aren't connecting to it, we're not understanding. We're not learning. We're not making these discoveries. And so Little River Canyon Center, places like this that help people connect. That's the reason we need them. It's all about helping people connect to nature.